Hey guys, welcome back to Sam's Garden Project. It's been a while. I'm just going to do a bit of a garden wander this morning. It's a nice morning. We are at the end of September. We have passed the spring equinox. So we are well and truly in spring at the moment. I've got some exciting new updates to show you, and we'll just do a bit of a garden tour, garden wander. We'll show you where the garden's at the moment. So I've got some lemon water to... Oh, these dogs. Anyway, I've got some hot lemon water. The roses are starting to flower already, which is super early. They look great. Let's walk through. We've got a few tulips. It hasn't been a very cold winter, so they look a bit, some of them look a bit disformed. That's exciting. And this is what the garden is looking like. Grrr. I must say I have put a lot of effort and time into this garden in the last 2 weeks. It's been school holidays here in Victoria, and the garden before this was looking an absolute mess. There was weeds everywhere, there was nothing planted in the raised beds. I've spent a lot of time weeding, fixing the irrigation so it's working, mulching, planting seeds. Planting seedlings that I've had, and so we're looking at about half of the raised beds have something in them, so when I go back to work that the things can just work in the background. I don't need to be tending to it. And then I've got my summer seedlings. They've started to germinate now, so hopefully by the time that the spring stuff is ready to harvest I can replace them with summer crops such as zucchini and corn and beans and stuff like that. So in this bed here is nothing, just a lone cabbage. I put some leaf mulch and lawn clippings just on top so it can break down, add to the soil. In this bed here, it is covered because I planted some tomatoes. So I took a bit of a risk planting tomatoes. I think it's going to be cold a bit next week, but I'll just come out and cover them so they don't get damaged. I'm not going to get a frost, but it's going to get down to about 6 degrees overnight, and I know that tomatoes, you want to try and be above 8 degrees consistently overnight. So with these tomatoes, there are 2 varieties. We've got Tomato and San Marzano, as well as some basil, marigold, more basil interplanted throughout for some companion planting. And there's onions at the back. The birds were digging up in this bed and all the onions, so we put a good cover on it so they can't get into it. Coming along here, I got my chilies out of the greenhouse. They had been overwintering in the greenhouse, so I've taken them out, given them a bit of a prune. So hopefully they don't die and they can re-sprout and get some good chilies. I think these ones are Carolina Reaper, so I grew these from seed last year. This one looks like it might be dying, that one looks like it might be dying, but we've got some green on these ones. This one looks very healthy. I don't think it quite fully went dormant, but that's okay, it was living in the greenhouse. I'll show you my tray of seedlings. So this is the tomato tray, as well as there was loofahs, calendula, marigold, basils, and some chamomile and sweet marjoram. So tomatoes probably need to be up-potted, that's why I took a risk and put them in the garden bed. These ones are big pear and beefsteak, so the bigger varieties, and they're going to go into that big raised bed that's got the leaf and the lawn clippings in it. I'm just waiting to see how long I can go without planting these out and giving the, that mulch a bit more time to break down, but they will be going in that bed there, as well as interplanted with some companion plants. Lemongrass is looking good. I started that from seed last spring, so it's taken a while to get to a good size, but it's looking good. In this bed here we have the snow peas. I need to come out and do a bit of a harvest because there's heaps of snow peas on here, and it's been a very, very warm spring, so they haven't gotten as big as the previous years. I've got plenty of chamomile, which I didn't pull out, I just let that go over winter, and it's bounced back amazingly with this beautiful sunny weather that we've had. Silver beet is struggling a little bit, but that's okay. I've got plenty of that. The almond tree, it's got almonds on it. It's always one of the first things to flower, and one of the first things to lose its leaves and go dormant in autumn. So I'll walk down here. The pear tree is just starting to wake up a little bit. I didn't give it a prune. I probably should have, because it doesn't look like there's very many flowers this year. I pruned it last year and we got some flowers, and it was the most pears that we've had so far. We've got the pomegranate here, looking very healthy and lush. Self-seeded borage has popped up and there's bees all over it, which is good, and so that's to attract the pollinators. We've got the apple tree, nothing's happening with that yet. Mind the washing on the line. We've got this apricot tree. So there's been a few flowers pop up on it. No flowers at the moment, but it's looking good. I probably need to top up that mulch a little bit. And we've got the peaches. This is a peach. This tree is a peach tree. These three are nectarine trees. And there's a little bit of leaf curl popping up, but if you follow me on Instagram, Sam's Garden Project, I will put it in the description. I noticed that there's not as much leaf curl this year. This tree's got a bit more than the peach trees, so the nectarines have a bit more than the others. But I didn't spray for it, and it's significantly less peach curl, or sorry, leaf curl on these plants than previous years. So leaf curl looks like that. The leaves literally just curl and look really ugly. So I'm putting it down to the weather. We've had a very, very, very mild winter. Not much rain, and it's been beautiful sunny days. It's been a very nice winter. So it hasn't been as cold. It hasn't been as wet, and so that's probably what has caused less of the fungus that causes this to be on the trees or in the budding stage. So we've got spearmint down here and a volunteer tomato. So that was my clue kind of to give a go at planting some tomatoes in the raised bed, because we've got volunteers popping up. Oh my god, there's a flower on it. I'm gonna leave that go and we'll see. I might pull it out if I need to, but it's always a good sign having volunteers pop up. This is an apricot that I grew from seed, but no flowers, so I might come out in a year or two for something more productive. The pear tree here, again, not very many flowers, but it's starting to bud with the leaves. And all the peach trees. A little bit of leaf curl, but overall not as bad as last year. Significantly not as bad. The garlic here is looking good. I haven't dug into the ground to have a look, but there's no rust or aphids or nothing crazy going on there, which is good. Just keeping it more watered. This bed is just composting in place. I'll top it up with some more compost and plant something in here soon when a few more seeds have germinated. Same in this bed. I tried planting some beetroot seedlings, but the birds come and dig up everything. So I only planted a few, and the other half is empty. And again, I'll let it sit for a bit longer and then come and plant some more seedlings. The asparagus is going quite well. I've got the irrigation on at the moment, so it's not quite spurting out because it's not on very hard. But we fixed all of it so that each attachment is intact, because when we first moved in, the dogs came and chewed them all. So I've been harvesting asparagus. I came out and harvested just before I got the camera out, but I got about 5 sprigs of asparagus, and there's some more popping up, which is good. I love asparagus. Another one there. We've got calendula. Let's just dehead these ones so that they get more flowers and self-seeds itself. Beautiful calendula. And our peach tree. Don't think we'll get much this year because we replanted it. My experiment this year is to grow loofah along this fence line. So in the back of this pot I've got 3 loofah plants, and they should grow up this trellis and then attach to the wall, to the fence, and grow along the fence. So we'll see if that works, because I want to utilise this vertical space this year and have something growing up it. So there's 3 plants in there and another couple in the other pot over there. So plenty of flowers for the beneficial insects and pollinators. See, that one's sprinkling out. There's a few alpine strawberries. That one's not quite red. Let's eat one of these. Very sweet. Little bursts of like sweetness. Definitely a strawberry, but on a small punching scale. Alright, looking at this bed, we've got carrots. They have been in here since autumn, so they didn't put on much growth during winter, and I'll probably pull them all out to plant something else. Broccolini, which is pretty much done in this warmer weather. It's not liking it. Down the end of this bed, I've got more broccolini, but I've got some spinach. So underneath here, spinaches and some other bigger spinaches. I have to protect things for the birds dig them up. But we've got spinach there. I'll come and harvest this and we can have some broccolini for dinner. Actually, we'll do it now because it's going to be a warm day, and I'm already getting warm just being out here. The sun's coming out. I think tomorrow's meant to be about 29 degrees. Actually no, Saturday's meant to be 29 degrees. Which is insane for end of September. I've got so much broccolini. I grabbed some from the community garden as well. That's a good harvest. You can go with the asparagus. I love having broccolini and asparagus as a side with a bit of meat or protein. In this bed here we've got silver beet seedlings, lettuce seedlings, and I think a few beetroot seedlings in here as well. So they are just covered up for protection. They'll keep growing along. This peach tree is doing very well. I didn't prune it as much as the others, so it's got a lot more flowers, a lot more fruit, and we'll just see. We'll balance it out. The rhubarb's doing okay. This is the quince tree, and it has plenty of flowers, even a little bit of fruit. So it'd be interesting to see if we get some quinces. And again, we've got a few loofah plants at the back there. They should hopefully grow up and trellis along the fence. More self-seeded borage, pear trees coming into bloom or into leaf. And I mulched everything in these little fruit tree beds. The chickens are doing okay. They're happy because they're getting a lot more daylight, so they're laying some pretty big eggs. I've been giving them plenty of mealworms and like dried mealworms as treats, and they were getting free range of the garden, but not so much anymore because I put a lot of effort into making it pretty and mulching it and planting, so they are locked up a lot more now, which is fine until everything's a bit more established. I'm slowly making my way through the lemons of the lemon tree. I need to kind of shape this a little bit and give it a prune, because otherwise it's going to get massive and crazy, which I don't want. But I'm just trying to use up all the lemons, so that's one of my issues at the moment. Little herb garden is taking off. It's getting more sun now because the sun's changed direction in the sky, so it's up higher, so it's getting more sun. During winter this gets no sun at all. Finally, in this raised bed is going to be my flower bed. So I'm dedicating this raised bed to all different types of flowers. I really want to have a lot more cut flowers in the house this summer, as well as, you know, pretty colours and pollinators and everything else. So this is my flower tray, which I have taken from zinnias, alyssum, asters, chrysanthemums, hollyhock, scabiosa, rudbeckia, dahlias, gerberas, cosmos, aster, zinnia. Yeah, whole bunch of different types of flowers. I need to probably plant out some more because they're getting a bit big, but I've got a different variety of things in this bed, and hopefully it'll look nice and pretty. The bloody birds dig up everything if it's not covered. But these blueberries are looking really good. I might net them once the flowers are finished, which is almost now actually, so then they can just develop their blueberries in peace without getting attacked by the birds. The potatoes are looking good in a little pot. And there's more blueberries here. Thank you, Diesel. Diesel. Focus. So there's more blueberries on this plant. There's more blueberries on this plant, but you can see these ones are in the flowering stage. So I won't cover them up until they're done. Let's go have a look at the greenhouse. So in the greenhouse, I just came and gave these chilies a bit of a water because they were looking a bit dry before I came out with the camera. So I replanted, I potted up some oregano and echinacea and chive seedlings that were in one of those big trays while I was planting out the lettuces and beetroots and everything like that. These are zucchinis here. So I've got 1 and 2 popping up. So zucchini can go in the ground pretty soon. Currently 26 degrees in here, which is nice. Chilies are looking very good. Jalapenos, capsicums, chilies. So a little bit longer. I might pot them up. We'll see how they go. Otherwise they'll go in the garden. But I think we're going to get a cold snap at the end of next week. So maybe they'll just stay in the greenhouse for a little bit longer. And then yesterday, no actually the day before, I did all my, all my summer seeds. So like cucumbers, pumpkins, beans, tromboncino, more zucchini, basil, spring onion, beans, more cucumber, sunflower, and more beans. So nothing's popped up yet. It's only been in here for 2 days. But these are all the quicker summer crops. So hopefully when the time these are ready, they will be ready to go out in the garden. Let's just cover them up. The beans coming to the surface. So that's what's happening in the greenhouse. I'm trying to get things happening in the background, so put all the effort in now while I'm on the holidays, school holidays, and then things can just work in the background while I'm busy doing other things. Alright guys, so that's it for this little garden tour. So much has been happening in the background. I haven't put a video out for about 3 weeks now I think, but the season has definitely changed. It is definitely feeling spring, almost summer-like, because each day, it's very bright now, but each day is blue skies, sunny, about 20 or so degrees, with some nice weather coming up in the next couple of days. So the garden is definitely transitioning into a summer and spring phase, which is great. I'm excited about. The main thing that I'm working on at the moment is getting on top of the weeds and getting on top of things that need doing before they go nuts during summer, before like the real growing period begins. So I'm going to put this broccolini inside. I'm going to turn the irrigation off because it's been going on for about 20 or so minutes now, so it's enough. And then go and enjoy the day. It's going to be a beautiful day. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share my video and subscribe if you found this interesting. I am growing in a suburban block in the suburbs of Melbourne, so proof that anyone can grow food. You don't need to have a big setup like this. I didn't invest and set this up. This was already here when we bought the house, but it's proof that you can grow a lot of food in the suburbs. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.